ever wanted to try therapy or been to therapy, but just decided to give up because it costs so much money and it takes so long, in this video, I'm going to share with you my cheap and easy alternatives to therapy. I think therapy is great for uncovering unresolved issues so that you can live life in a way that you're happy and healthy and prosperous. Hi, I'm Camille Gaines. I'm a financial coach, founder of financialwoman.com, and a personal finance author for women. Again, therapy can cost a fortune, and that's not to knock any therapist. I think so many are great, but sometimes therapy, it's just not in your spending plan. So in this video, I want to share with you some ideas and some things that I've personally tried that have really gotten some great results for me as far as getting where I want to be in life. I'm a big proponent of personal development and really always trying to grow and learn more and be more. I'm, as you can see, late life, and I don't want to stop growing personally. And so these areas have really helped me in getting some really big ahas that have taken me to the next level in my life. So the first cheap and easy alternative to therapy I want to share with you is simply to go to free programs at a church. So I'm actually doing this now. I'm taking a course in miracles at a church that is not my church. And I found that the course is absolutely fantastic. You may have heard of it. It's a little bit different. I tried to read the book several years ago and I wasn't ready for it, but I feel like I am ready for it now. I found a great group at a local church, and it's not my church, but that's okay. And so it's a great alternative to hook up with other people that are like-minded, that are interested in the same topics that you're in, and topics around the personal development space. And so that's a great, absolutely free way to grow as a person without spending a lot of money on therapy. Now, I do recommend, if it's in your budget or your spending plan, to make a donation to the church. And that's how I handle that. We actually pass a little basket at the end, and I'm happy to give because I'm getting so much more than what I'm giving in this group. So that's the first alternative. The second alternative I want to share with you is simply to notice your feelings and then journaling about them. Wow, this is huge. So we all are so busy, we're doing all these things, and we don't really notice how we feel about things. So just stop and slow down, and you can just sort of initially feel that sort of, I call it icky feeling, where it's just, something's just not quite right. So slow down and say, what is it about this that's bothering me? Why, what am I feeling, and why am I feeling this way? And then journal about it. You know, it's a great, inexpensive way to process your feelings and grow as a person. Tip number 3 is something called tapping, which is also called EFT, which stands for Emotional Freedom Technique. I won't go into the complete details of this in this short video. I will put a link in the description to someone that's an expert in this area. I love this area, and it just involves, what you do is you figure out from step 2 that I gave you, that thing that's bothering you, that icky feeling, like maybe you're feeling guilty about something, and I like to work with women around money, of course. So it might be that you're undercharging for your services. You feel guilty about charging enough, or charging what you could be charging, or perhaps you're overspending, or perhaps you feel guilty because you're making more money than your husband, or whatever it is. You're carrying some of your parents' stuff around money that's dated and no longer serving you. So in this example, what you do is you actually write out a little script, and then you read it. And for me, writing out the script itself is huge, because I have to dig deep and I have to figure out, why am I doing this and where is this coming from? And honestly, I have written out scripts and I am just crying because I'm processing this information. And I think this is the same kind of thing that can come out of therapy, but it doesn't cost anything. So, and then what you do is you write your script. And again, I think there's so much value just in writing the script. And then you actually tap on these points. It sounds really odd. You tap on these points that are energy meridians, and while you're processing these, reading the script, you're processing these feelings and you're tapping on these energy points. And from what I understand, this is even taught in medical school now. So this isn't, it sounds really woo-woo, and it sort of is, but it's also been, somewhat documented, and I am a personal believer in this strategy. So check that out. I'll put a link below so you can check it out. And then the next tip I want to share with you is, this is so easy, but it's so great. It's so easy, but it's simple, but it's hard. It's thinking positive. Okay, so there was a guy that wrote a book several years ago. He's Will Bowen, and he's a Unity minister. And what you did is you wore a bracelet on your arm, and whenever you said anything negative, you had to move the bracelet to your other wrist. And the challenge is to go 2 days, or to go actually 2 whole weeks without saying anything negative. But we got the biggest joke around my house about it, because it was so hard to go 1 whole day, and then 2 days, and then 2.5 days, I think, is the longest I've ever made it. So it doesn't have to be any specific jewelry or anything like that. I could even use this ring, and I say something negative, the ring has to be switched over. If it's something like a bracelet that's a little bit harder, that's good. But give that a try. Think positive and catch yourself. And when you catch yourself saying something negative, then you have to move the piece of jewelry over to the other finger, because simply thinking positive will shift your whole mindset. And so many people are dealing with depression now and anxiety, and this is a great simple way, and I'm not saying that this would be the answer to serious problems around that, but as far as lifting your mindset, it's a great habit to get into. And then the next tip I want to share with you, I've got 6, is quick daily inspiration. So start your morning with a little routine that involves some sort of quick daily inspiration. Some of my favorites, I've enjoyed reading Jesus Calling. I've enjoyed Taoism. I enjoy a wide variety of sort of spiritual and uplifting reads, and it can honestly just be a quick little 1 minute, 30-second read. It's just something that starts the day with a positive mindset and gets you off to a really good start. So give that a try. And then the last tip I want to share with you is, at the end of each day, journal what you did well, what you learned that day, or what you could have done better. I guess I would call that a mistake, but I like to call those lessons, because it sounds so much better. And life is just a series of lessons, really. And so rather than calling them a mistake, they're really learning opportunities. So in your journal, write what you did well that day, write what you learned, your lessons from that day, and how you could have done it better, how you will do it better next time. And then list some things that you're grateful for, a specific number, 3 things, 5 things, every single day. Sometimes my things I'm so grateful for are simply 3 good meals that day, or my nice cozy bed. It can be anything, and we forget how fortunate we are to have those simple things that so many people don't have. So these are my cheap and easy alternatives to therapy. If you liked this, please let me know by clicking the thumbs up in the bottom corner of this video. Subscribe to my channel if you want to make sure you don't miss any of my videos. I appreciate your watching. Thank you.